Hey YouTube, Mochismo Eugene, another video from Exit Strategy. Welcome. Today, title is The Empath, Ambassadors Handpicked by God. Or should I say handpicked of God? Either way. You're an ambassador that is handpicked of God. Not of your own choosing or of your own selection. It was totally and strictly by God, of God. And a lot of us may not embrace that wholeheartedly because we may have grown up in a society or in a home structure where religion was pushed or forced or encouraged in us in one way or another. So as we aged out and became adults, we were exposed to other opinions, perspectives, and ideologies and religions of life. So thereby, we became either conflicted, curious, or we somehow deserted or distanced ourselves from that religion and that belief system that we initially had, if we had formed that belief. And even if we had grown up in that, say, Christian home, and we didn't wholeheartedly embrace it because of the lack of our own individual desire to do so. Whatever the case may be, we're going to speak of today, the here and the now. As an adult who has endured and experienced narcissistic personality disorder, one thing and one thing only is undeniable and is unanimously agreed upon: that these people either attempted to destroy us, did a fairly good job of destroying a lot of aspects of our life, and in many cases, sadly to say, did accomplish that goal with some people. Some who are not here today to tell their story, but we shall tell their story for them. This is a time in life today, from here going forth, that God has selected ambassadors to take the charge of both accepting that you are an ambassador, handpicked of God, and to go on to continue to enlighten, awaken, and encourage and educate as we instruct people of what we know is a darkness like this world has never known, by way of human interaction. And just to break it down and be fundamentally plain about it, we have a problem of the highest degree, and we have an enemy that in times past we didn't even know we had. Do you know the good book says in the last days, a house or a home where a family is residing, they will be against one another. It will be a house that will be divided among itself. This is why God says in His Word, He said, a house that is divided cannot stand. That's my stomach growling, guys. Haven't eaten breakfast, but we'll get through this. I haven't been myself lately, been a little bit under the weather, but I shall proceed. He says a house divided against itself cannot stand. And so, regardless of what you believe or what you embrace, I'm just conveying to you what the book says. We put our faith in the narcissist. We believe them from times past. So I would always encourage you guys, give the book a chance. Seek some serenity in that book, because I'm going to tell you, if nothing else, that book will not lead you wrong. It'll lead you somewhere. It'll lead you to places that you otherwise couldn't find on your own. Now, you're an ambassador because God handpicked you. He wants you to do this thing that nobody else on planet Earth is either willing to do, desires to do, cares to do, or even are equipped to do. Because those particular people who I'm speaking of, they have deserted their first love, which is peace. Christ said he was the Prince of Peace. So they decided to become chaos. You who are out there that are going through chaotic situations, take a step back and assess whether that's your chaos, or is it the chaos that you are taking upon yourself by way of other people or other things. I'll tell you something about being able to regulate your own emotions. Get on the phone with customer service if you have some unpaid bills, or you have some stuff that's lingering that you haven't attended to, even if you don't have the money to pay the bill or whatever, and you have some unaccomplished phone calls that you haven't done yet. Get on there and talk to customer service. And I'm going to be honest with you, nothing will test your temperament like a customer service. These people are masters in the matrix. A lot of them, not all of them. Some of them are very human. Most of them are robotic. And this will test your temperament. It will test your tolerance, your character, your temperament, because you will be gaslit. And they will give you apology upon apology. They will drag this situation, the conversation on like you wouldn't believe. And a lot of people can attest to this. Does that mean they purposely are doing this to you specifically on purpose? Chances are it's just who they are. And that part of them doing it on purpose, that is the on purpose. That's who they are. And they've been given a position to sit behind a phone and read off of a chart like a robot, with no regard of being sensitive, considerate, compassionate, empathetic, or anything. And I get their side, to be fair to their credit, there are actually narcissists calling customer service just to pick fights. So this is chaos. Chaos is calling chaos. And often chaos can be calling those ones that I said that are peacemakers, that are the ones that are very human. And this is how we allow chaos to create chaos in our own life, in our own character. Essentially, we can allow the thing that we hate to become us. But an ambassador doesn't do that. An ambassador is recruited, he's selected, or she's selected. They are selected because they bring about peace. They bring about an aura, a character, a dynamic to the whole that speaks peace. Because why? They are truth tellers. And when you speak truth, truth accompanies peace. And in that truth, the person who is in chaos, it accelerates their chaos. It's going to accelerate because that truth is going to be too hard to bear. So you say, wow, if I'm truth and I'm peace, I come to chaos and chaos gets worse. That's the nature of the beast. But I'm a fan and a firm believer that the peace will overshadow the chaos. The ambassador will get his day of reckoning, because the good book says one will make 10 flee, 10 will make 100 flee, 100 make 1,000, and on and on and on. There's power in numbers. But I'm going to tell you, man, chaos is confusion. There's a story in the Bible where the soldiers had gotten so confused and discombobulated in war against the few. I don't know the specific. I want to say Israelites or one particular group, but these soldiers got so confused in the midst of all this chaos till they began to attack one another in all the confusion, in all the smoke, in the disarray. And this is how it's going to play out in the end very soon. Narcissists are going to decompose in and of themselves. They're not going to be able to grasp and hold and latch on to empaths as they did before. So what is their options? They're going to have to deal with each other, which they don't want to do that. They're greedy, selfish, self-centered, egotistical entities. It's like a wild pack of hyenas. They're not going to play well with each other. And what God is allowing you to do as an ambassador, to set yourself apart, to come from amongst them and be separate. Sit back and just watch the gladiator sport, the duel to the death. Because you don't have any business with that. That's no concern of yours. Our concern is to bring peace to those who love peace, who hunger for peace. He said hunger and thirst after righteousness. The Bible also says there are people who are so wicked they can't even sleep. They're deprived of sleep unless they've created chaos in somebody's life. That is a sad thing to think about, ain't it? A person can't even sleep. They can't even have a good night's sleep unless they've created chaos in someone's life. Who's doing that? You who have removed yourself and distanced yourself from the narcissist, you probably have slept in most recent time like a brick and wake up not realizing the last time you slept that good. It is the best sleep you've had in a long time. And it's only going to get better. And the only restlessness that we have now going forward is the restlessness of not leaving anyone behind that we see and we know and we are aware that are in this meat grinder of a situation. And this is what empath's callings are. Our calling is to save, help, encourage those who are less enlightened. Show them the light so they can come where the light is. Be at peace. Even though we strive to have those things in a relationship, we strive to have that job in a Fortune 500, 400 company, whatever they say. We strive to have that position. We grew up, we aspired to be this in the grand scheme of things in life as by way of occupation. But when we got to that point in life, we found out that as much as we tried, we were always at the bottom of the pile. Could never figure out why. When people beside us and all around us was getting advanced to positions that we could not figure out how the hell they got there. It's pretty fundamental when you become awakened, when you start looking at you, how you're undone, how we are undone in many ways, because we were so ascribed and so signed on to the matrix, so signed on to the robotic do's and don'ts of this world. But when God gives you fresh eyes to see this stuff, man, you say, wow, I've been doing too much. And so the ambassadors that God has saw fit to enlist, you say to yourself, man, why I gotta go Or why me? Why I gotta go through all of this stuff for the rest of my life? Being aware, being attuned, being vigilant. Why should I have to do this the rest of my life? Why me? And I would say to you, as I say to myself, very quickly, why not you? Only other options if you don't want to be this, well, the only other alternative is to be that. And that is the very things that we speak against here. The chaos, the darkness. Because if you're not peace, you're chaos. There's no in the middle. Just another encouraging word to you guys to see that you're in a beautiful place if you are that ambassador that God saw fit to take a stake on and then take a chance on. You are that person that God wants to bring about a change in you, so thereby you can go about bringing about a change to the society, the world around you, and to the individuals that are suffering. You have a calling. Go find out what it is. Meantime, guys, be blessed.